Have you ever called your dog's name for breakfast, expecting them to trot happily into the kitchen, only to hear a heavy groan from their bed, watching them struggle to push up on stiff, shaking legs? Watching your best friend limp across the living room is terrifying. Whether you have a 10-year-old senior or a 4-year-old lab that just played too hard at the park, your heart sinks. But please take a deep breath, because slowing down is not a life sentence, and age is not the real culprit. Silent microscopic joint inflammation is, and you have profound power to stop it. Chronic joint pain and arthritis are the #1 reasons senior dogs lose their mobility and their joy. Pet owners are spending hundreds of dollars a month on expensive, highly processed joint chews and heavy pain medications that can severely tax a dog's liver. But what if you did not need expensive clinic prescriptions to bring the bouncy puppy energy back to your dog, no matter their age? What if I told you that by adding just one magical golden teaspoon of an inexpensive kitchen ingredient to their bowl, you could create a biological fire extinguisher that naturally melts away joint inflammation? Before we dive into this ultimate canine masterclass, there is a massive surprise. So many people loved the recent rescue donation and asked how they could help more animals. Therefore, a first digital ebook guide is being written. It will be packed with the best home veterinary hacks. During the launch, a massive portion of the profits will be donated to a global pet rescue. You can help build it by checking the Community tab to request your favorite topics and where the donations should go. Now, grab a notebook, hit that subscribe button, and let us talk about today's masterclass. I am going to teach you exactly how to reverse the clock on your dog's mobility. We are going to expose the silent signs of canine suffering. I am going to teach you the ultimate 1 teaspoon kitchen recipe, the gliding joint morning massage, and a brilliant, cheap environmental trick that will instantly stop microscopic ligament tears in your house. Let us start with the biology of joint rust. Before we can cure the limp, we must understand what is happening inside those knees and hips. In a healthy young dog, the ends of their bones are covered in a thick, smooth, white layer of cartilage. This cartilage acts as a shock absorber. The entire joint is surrounded by a capsule filled with thick, slippery liquid called synovial fluid, which acts exactly like biological motor oil. But a massive biological shift occurs from daily wear and tear, high-impact jumping, genetics, and highly processed commercial diets. These things trigger microscopic cellular inflammation. Think of this inflammation like battery acid. Over time, it literally eats away at that smooth white cartilage. The joint dries out. The biological motor oil disappears. Soon, you have bone grinding directly against raw bone. The resulting condition is pure, agonizing, grinding pain. But here is the most important psychological secret you must know about dogs. They are pack predators. Evolutionary biology dictates that if a wolf shows weakness or pain, they are left behind or targeted. So, your dog is genetically hardwired to suffer in silence. They will not cry. They will not whimper. They will just silently stop climbing the stairs. They will isolate themselves in another room, and they will sleep 10 hours more than they used to. Do not mistake silence for comfort. If your dog is slowing down, their body is begging for relief. How do we stop this grinding inflammatory fire? This is the core secret of this masterclass. We are going back to the roots of holistic natural healing. I want you to go to the grocery store and purchase high-quality organic turmeric powder. Turmeric contains a profound magical active compound called curcumin. In holistic veterinary medicine, and even in human sports medicine, curcumin is revered. It has been scientifically proven to act as one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories on the planet. It physically enters the bloodstream and blocks the inflammatory enzymes that cause swelling and pain inside those aching joints. But here is where 90% of pet parents get this totally wrong. You cannot just take a spoonful of dry turmeric powder from the spice rack, sprinkle it over your dog's kibble, and expect it to work. If you feed dry turmeric, it will simply pass straight through your dog's digestive tract, completely unabsorbed, and come right out in their stool. It is a total waste of money. To unlock the miracle, we have to become kitchen chemists. We have to make something called golden paste. Curcumin has incredibly low bioavailability on its own. To force a dog's gut to actually absorb it, it must be chemically bound to two specific things: a healthy fat and a microscopic activator. Here is your exact vet-approved recipe for golden paste. You are going to take half a cup of organic turmeric powder and mix it with 1 cup of clean filtered water in a small pan. Heat is absolutely required to bind the curcumin to the fats efficiently. You cannot just stir these raw ingredients in a cold bowl. You must place this pan on your stove over very low, gentle heat for about 7 to 10 minutes, stirring constantly. You will watch it thicken into a rich, fragrant paste. Once it forms a thick paste, take it off the heat. Now we add the activators. Stir in 1 to 2 teaspoons of freshly ground black pepper. Black pepper contains piperine, a compound that literally increases the absorption of curcumin by 2,000%. Start slow with the black pepper if your dog has an ultra-sensitive stomach or active inflammatory bowel disease. If you notice any soft stool, scale the pepper back slightly while keeping the warm oil and turmeric. Finally, stir in 1/3 of a cup of a high-quality, healthy fat. We previously talked about avoiding saturated fats for dogs prone to pancreatitis. So, the absolute favorite safe oils for this recipe are cold-pressed flaxseed oil or extra virgin olive oil. Stir the oil into the warm paste until it is perfectly smooth. The heat perfectly binds the curcumin molecules directly to those fatty lipid chains. Let it cool, put it in a glass jar, and keep it in your refrigerator. It will stay potent for about 2 weeks. The dosage is magically simple. For a medium-sized dog, you take exactly 1 teaspoon of this beautiful golden paste and you mix it thoroughly into their dinner every single night. For a giant breed, use up to a tablespoon. For a tiny toy breed, start with just 1/4 of a teaspoon. Over the course of 3 to 4 weeks, that golden paste builds up in their system. It travels to the knees, the hips, and the spine, naturally extinguishing the cellular fire. You will suddenly notice your dog trotting eagerly to the door, shaking a toy, or attempting to jump on the couch again because the aching pain has simply melted away. We have fought the inflammation, but how do we restore the missing biological motor oil in those dry, grinding joints? While golden paste kills the fire, omega-3 fatty acids provide the vital lubrication. Commercial dry kibble is pumped full of cheap animal fats and grains, making it massively high in omega-6 fatty acids, which actually cause joint rust and stiffness. To offset this, you must feed fresh omega-3s. A few times a week, crack open a can of plain sardines packed strictly in water, with 0 added salt, and absolutely no heavy oils or brine. High sodium is incredibly dangerous for their kidneys, and cheap vegetable oils used in canned fish add the exact unnecessary omega-6s we are trying to fight. Take 1 tiny plain water sardine, mash it up and mix it into their bowl. Alternatively, keep a bottle of high-quality wild salmon oil in your fridge and use 1 pump daily. These rich marine fats literally seep into the joint capsules, providing profound natural lubrication to the bone cartilage. But here is an amazing, totally free physical therapy hack you must do every single morning. I call it the gliding joint warm-up. Most pet owners make a major mistake when their dog wakes up. We excitedly call their name, asking them if they want breakfast. The dog, being a loyal best friend, eagerly forces themselves up on freezing cold, totally dry, stiff joints. That initial weight-bearing movement on a dry joint causes agonizing micro-damage. So, tomorrow morning, change your routine. Do not call them to get up. Instead, walk over to their dog bed while they are still lying down. Sit beside them, speak in a gentle voice, and dedicate just 30 seconds to a safe, non-weight-bearing joint warm-up. Support their back leg gently, one hand steadying above the knee, and the other supporting the ankle. Now, keep the leg in a straight, natural line. Never twist or rotate it. Very slowly, guide the leg backward to gently extend the hip. Then ease it forward to flex the knee. Imagine a smooth, straight pendulum. No circular or bicycle motions. Repeat this gentle glide 3 or 4 times, always stopping immediately if you feel resistance or if your dog pulls away. Why does this simple morning trick work wonders? Because motion is lotion. By guiding the joint through a zero weight-bearing stretch, you trigger the joint capsule to flood the area with fresh, slippery synovial fluid, squeezing lubricant into the cartilage like a fresh sponge before they even stand up. You are physically forcing the body to prime the joint with biological lubricant. When you finally ask them to stand up a minute later, their joints are already fully protected. You will immediately notice a massive, incredible reduction in that painful, stiff morning limp. It takes 30 seconds, it costs nothing, and it completely changes their comfort level. Now, we have fixed their food, and we have primed their body. But what if your own house is secretly injuring your dog every single day, without you knowing it? We love a clean, beautiful, polished hardwood or tile floor in our homes. But to a dog with aching joints or declining muscle mass, a glossy hardwood floor is terrifying. It is literally like asking a human to walk across an ice skating rink in wool socks. Every single time your dog's paws slip, splay outward, or scramble for traction on that smooth floor, their joints undergo intense, unnatural stress. When a back leg slips sideways on hardwood, it pulls violently on the cranial cruciate ligament known as the ACL. This daily slipping creates catastrophic micro-tears in the knee ligament. One day, your dog goes to turn around on the kitchen floor. They slip just an inch too far and snap. The ACL tears completely. You are now facing a highly traumatic $5,000 orthopedic surgery just because the floor was too slick. You can fix this today for almost no money. I call it the quick win. I want you to go to a cheap discount store and buy a few long, inexpensive runner rugs or even a cheap yoga mat. Place these traction mats in the most high-traffic, slippery zones of your home. You absolutely must place one directly in front of their food and water bowls so they aren't splaying their legs out while eating. Place one next to their dog bed so they have instant traction when standing up. And lay a runner down in any long hallway where they tend to walk fast. This is an instant visual action step. You are giving your dog a safe, secure pathway to navigate their own home. It takes 10 seconds to lay down a rug, but it provides instant relief before the diet changes even kick in. Finally, we reach our last and perhaps most difficult lesson: the law of gravity and the weekend warrior. If you truly want to save your dog from joint pain, we must talk about the #1 cause of arthritis in the world: obesity. I know it feels like love when we give them an extra piece of cheese or an extra scoop of kibble. But you must understand the physics of a canine skeleton. Carrying just 2 extra pounds on a medium-sized dog forces their body to endure almost 10 extra pounds of crushing pressure on their tiny knee and hip joints with every single step they take. Gravity is ruthless. You cannot out-supplement a bad diet, and you cannot herbal remedy your way out of obesity. If your dog is limping, you must do the rib check. If you cannot easily feel their ribs without pressing through a layer of fat, you must reduce their daily kibble portion by 10%. Starving the fat relieves the joint. It is the cheapest, most effective arthritis medication in the universe. And lastly, beware the weekend warrior syndrome. Many busy owners work all week, and then, to make up for it, they take their dog to the park on a Saturday and throw a tennis ball for a solid hour of aggressive sprinting and jumping. This is horrific for an unprepared joint, whether they are 3 years old or 12 years old. Their unconditioned joints cannot handle sudden, massive, high-impact explosions of athletic effort. The cartilage shatters under the shock. Instead, ensure they get a gentle 20-minute walk every single day. Consistent low-impact walking on a flat surface builds the supportive muscle around the joint, acting like a natural knee brace without destroying the cartilage. Keeping our dogs healthy and mobile requires us to pay deep attention, to anticipate their pain, and to act as their ultimate protector. By taking the time to carefully heat up a batch of turmeric golden paste, by checking the sardine label for salt, by choosing safe runner rugs for your kitchen, and by lovingly cycling their legs every morning while they wake up, you are transforming their world. You are removing their silent suffering. You are handing them back their mobility, their dignity, and their joy. Inside their heart, they are still the exact same vibrant, loving puppy they were the day you brought them home. They are just waiting for you to help their body catch up to their spirit. Now, I want to know about the incredible senior dogs in our community. What breed is your older dog, and how old are they right now? Have you ever noticed them slipping on your hardwood floors? Tell me their story down in the comments below. I absolutely love reading them, and celebrating the long lives of your best friends is the greatest part of my day. If this deep dive into joint health gave you hope, and if you were to try the 1 teaspoon golden paste miracle, please gently hit that like button and make sure you hit subscribe to join our incredible growing family of elite pet parents. Stretch those legs. Put down a rug. Trust the science of nature. If this story changes how you view the aging process of your best friend, please subscribe to follow our channel. We are uncovering the health secrets that have been hidden for too long. Let's build a healthier future together. The next treasure of knowledge will be revealed soon.